He had everything people say you're supposed to want. A condo overlooking the harbor. A reliable car in the garage. Health insurance. A stable corporate job. Coworkers who respected him. His parents were proud. Old classmates thought he had made it. From the outside, his life looked perfect. But every morning, when he opened the same spreadsheets he had been staring at for more than a decade, something inside him felt like it was slowly dying. He never wanted this career. Not really. When he was a kid, he loved working with wood. He spent countless afternoons in his grandfather's small workshop in rural Oregon, sanding rough boards, shaping chairs, building shelves with careful hands. The smell of sawdust meant happiness. It meant freedom. But after high school, his father sat him down at the kitchen table and said something that changed everything. Carpentry isn't a real career. You need a degree. You need an office job. That's how you build a respectable life in America. So he listened. He went to college. Studied business management. Got hired by a large logistics company. Climbed the corporate ladder. Promotion after promotion. Better salary. Better benefits. But with every step upward, he felt himself sinking deeper into a life that didn't belong to him. His wife noticed first. One night at dinner she said quietly, "You come home every day looking like you've lost something. You don't laugh anymore. You don't talk about the future. What happened to you?" He wanted to tell her everything. That he wasn't tired from the work. He was tired from pretending the work mattered. That every promotion felt like another lock on a cage. That he had been playing a role for 15 years. And the role was swallowing him whole. But instead he said the same thing he always said. "I'm just tired. Long week." The truth? He was afraid. Afraid that at 37 it was too late to start over. Afraid that leaving a stable job meant risking everything. Afraid his family would be disappointed. Afraid the last 15 years had been a mistake. So he stayed. Day after day. Spreadsheet after spreadsheet. Pretending this life was enough. Until one afternoon, everything changed. It happened on a Tuesday. During a routine meeting. A coworker, a man in his early 50s who had worked at the company for over 20 years, suddenly collapsed at his desk. Heart attack. Paramedics rushed in. The office went silent. 3 days later, they got the news. He didn't survive. The company sent flowers. People posted condolences on LinkedIn. HR sent a short email. And by the following Monday, someone new was sitting in his chair. His email account was deleted. His name removed from the system. His coffee mug thrown away in the break room. 20 years of loyalty. Erased in a week. That evening, he sat alone in his car in the parking garage. Hands on the steering wheel. Staring at a concrete wall. He couldn't drive. He couldn't move. And suddenly a thought hit him. Not like a whisper. Like a scream. If I died at my desk tomorrow, would I be proud of the life I lived? Would I say this was the life I chose? The answer came instantly. And it hurt. No. He would see 15 years of safety. 15 years of doing what others expected. 15 years of silencing the part of himself that actually knew what it wanted. He leaned his forehead against the steering wheel. And whispered quietly. I can't do this anymore. I need to figure out who I actually am. That weekend he drove 3 hours back to the small town where he grew up. A quiet place outside Eugene, Oregon. He parked in front of his grandfather's old workshop. The building was dusty now. Closed for years. but still standing. He pushed the door open. And the smell hit him instantly. Old wood. Sawdust. Memories. Tools still hung on the wall. Untouched. A half-finished chair sat in the corner, covered in dust. He ran his hand across the workbench. And something in his chest shifted. Like a door opening. After being locked for years. An old neighbor saw him standing there. A retired carpenter in his 70s who had known his grandfather for decades. "I never thought I'd see someone from your family back in this shop," the old man said. "Your grandfather would have been happy." The man sighed. "I don't even know why I'm here. I just needed to feel something real." The old man studied him quietly. "You look like a man who's been living someone else's life." The man didn't answer. He didn't need to. It was written all over his face. "Come sit," the old man said. They walked outside to a wooden bench overlooking a wide valley. Field stretching toward a slow winding river. The old man reached into his pocket and pulled out an old brass compass. Scratched. Worn. Decades old. "Your grandfather gave me this before he passed," he said. "He told me something I never forgot." He held the compass flat in his palm. Most people spend their entire lives building a road. A good road. A safe road. A smooth road. They work hard to make the road longer and wider. But they never stop to ask the most important question. Is this road actually going where I want to go? He tapped the compass gently. A compass doesn't care how good your road is. It only cares about one thing. Direction. And if your direction is wrong, every step forward is actually a step away from where you belong. The man stared at the compass, feeling the weight of those words. "So what do I do?" he asked quietly. "I've been walking the wrong direction for 15 years. I can't erase that." The old man shook his head slowly. "You didn't waste 15 years. You learned discipline. You learned patience. You learned how to solve problems. You learned how to work with people. Those aren't wasted years. They're tools." He pointed toward the workshop. When a carpenter makes a mistake on a piece of wood, does he throw the whole board away? No. He adjusts. He measures again. He cuts from a new angle. The wood isn't ruined. It just needs a different cut. Then he looked him straight in the eyes. "Your life isn't ruined. It just needs a different cut." The man sat quietly for a long time, watching the sunset turn the valley gold. "I'm scared," he finally said. The old man smiled. "Good. Fear usually means you're about to do something that actually matters." And that was the moment everything began to change. Because sometimes, all it takes to change your life is one honest question. And the courage to follow where your compass points. If this story feels a little too familiar, maybe your compass is trying to tell you something too. And remember this. You don't have to burn your life down tomorrow. Just take one step. One honest step. In the direction that feels real. Because the best time to change direction was years ago. But the second best time is right now.